What's up, everybody? Rashad McCrorey here, owner of Africa Cross Culture, where we organize trips to various countries throughout Africa. You may have seen me on CNN, ABC World News, World Star Hip Hop, and many more. Today's video: how to start an NGO in Ghana. How to start a non-government organization in Ghana. Right here, I have my of incorporation. I officially have a NGO in Ghana as of April 8th, 2021. So this is, as of today, this is one of the most recent information that you can find. Previously, with NGOs, when you got your certificate of incorporation, you would get additional certificates such as certificate to commence business and several others actually. However, they said as of February 2021, in order to lessen the amount of certificates and paperwork, everything falls under the two registration generals the registration forms and the Companies Act Constitution of Private Company Limited by Guarantee forms. So what I was told that as of February 21st, 2021, you will only be getting a certificate of incorporation and any other thing, and you must keep these paperwork because these act as your evidence of everything else. So when you find people who also have NGOs and they have certificate of incorporation, certificates to commence business, and other certificates to go with their limited by guarantor. I'll explain what a limited by guarantor is in a few. Um, you'll know that they got theirs before February 2021. And if anybody get theirs after February 2021, as of now, today's what? The day after Mother's Day. Today is May 2021. If anybody get a certificate to commence business or get several certificates to do their NGO, please let me know. Please let me know. But as of right now, I feel like my paperwork, everything I have is legit. It's been a pretty easy, smooth experience. So, for those new to my channel, I always try to give you extra games. So this is more of an informal presentation where my real goal is kind of discuss, in addition to how to get the NGO, but just discuss ideas, things that you may want to think about, the benefits, the disadvantages, some of the controversies behind NGOs and things of that nature. So I hope you enjoy it. I'll try to be fast, but I'll also try to be relatively thorough. When you're getting your NGO, you will get a TIN number, TIN number, and you will also get a company registration number. Both of these numbers can be used in many different ways, whether it's to get a Momo account. I'm going to do a video soon on how to get a Momo account with the business and without a business. But your TIN number for your business can also allow you to get a Momo account. Momo is called mobile money. That's one of the prime ways to send and receive money in Ghana electronically. You send it through your phone. Think Apple Pay. Think Samsung Pay. It's even more used than cards. People don't really use debit cards and credit cards here like that. But Momo, after cash transaction, is the most common way people transfer money. Again, my goal with this page, make sure you subscribe, is to give you game. It's to give you game, to give you inside information, tips, tricks to help you when you visit Ghana, when you move to Ghana, when you repatriate to Ghana, when you do business in Ghana. So I'm always going to be trying to give you tips and tricks on the way. To also get an NGO, also, you need two Ghanaian citizens. To me, this is probably the hardest part because it's always difficult to find people you can trust, especially when it comes to like serious paperwork and people who actually gonna, in a way, have legal rights to your decision making, your money in some cases, your formatting. I've been blessed. For those who know, I'm part of the royal family now here in Itri, Ghana, and these are people that I've been building relationships with for almost 2 years now, and what's 2 years? And knowing people, but you can judge people's character and know that you're on the same mission, the same alignment with people to know that And in reality, my NGO, excuse me, I forgot to say the name. My NGO, the Rashad McCrorey Foundation, my NGO, the Rashad McCrorey Foundation, it's more that I am starting an NGO, but I actually found one board member to help me sign off, but two more board members to help me run the organization who I actually truly believe have the same heart and the same vision that I have, especially my main board member. So my NGO is called the Rashad McCrorey Foundation. So once you choose a name for your NGO, you have to come up with a brief 1-2 sentence mission statement. Here on my mission statement, they wrote the statement down a little wrong, but it's not totally wrong. I'm going to read it like how it's written here on the paper. The mission of the Rashad McCrorey Foundation is to develop and enhance the communities and lives of Ghanaians through land development, education, and health services. I believe what I said and what I wrote was to develop and enhance the lives of Ghanaians through land development, education, and health services. Now, I purposely made that very vague because when you niche things down too much, if you ever get audited, they're going to say, okay, what are you doing with your business and then with your NGO? And then when you tell them what you're doing with your NGO, and then they go to your paperwork and they'll say from what I'm being told and what I've been advised on, that they're going to say, oh, this says that you're supposed to do this. Why are you doing that? So let's say I started a basketball team, but I have on my NGO, I want to serve food. I want to allow people to eat healthy in Ghana. But now I do a basketball tournament, and I can't say, oh, the money was to raise for fruit for the week. I don't know. You know, the wrong person will nitpick at it, and I'll tell you why in more detail in the future. But a lot of that is bureaucracy and politics, which I've been warned of also. So let me go right into it. Things like there's two main political parties, the NPP and the NDC. I believe NDC right now is in power as far as the president. President Nana Akufo-Addo, he's NDC. But when you're still dealing with different villages and regions and areas within the country, some people are NPP, some towns are NPP, some towns are NDC. Now, if you're in an NPP town, for example, and you're doing programs, the NDC member may not like it because it makes the town look like it's growing and developing under NPP, and vice versa. You may be in an NDC town and you have your NGO, and you're in the NPP counterpart may say, and there's many different parties, but those are the two main parties. May say, oh, well, this NGO is doing good things, but then it may lead to re-election for the rival party. You know, so we have to look out for things like that. One of the many disadvantages of an NGO is that where the NGO role is supposed to be a liaison for the people to the government and providing needs for the people on a micro level, and the government is supposed to take care of things on a macro level. There are times where the government level, for lack of a better word, are jealous of the work that the NGO may be accomplishing within the community, whereas the government doesn't get the credit for that, especially within those districts, especially when you start thinking about elections and political aspirations, from what I'm told, which is around the world. So it's not anything particularly about Ghana. Just giving you some of the pros and the cons. Again, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, leave your comments on your thoughts about that. Again, the goal of my page, and when you listen to my other videos, you see I'm always trying to give you game. I'm always trying to talk a little deeper than just, this is how you get an NGO. You get an NGO by writing this and knowing this and knowing this and knowing this. You know, that's not my page. So when you have an NGO, think of a mission statement. Not saying you need a paragraph, but just like 1 or 2 sentences. Try to keep your mission statement a little broad for the paperwork. Broad for the paperwork. Now, if you have a mission statement, once you already have your NGO, in order to provide community or work. Oh, what's the word? values, company values, things of that nature, then yeah, niche it down. Get people on the same page. Everybody needs to know what's going on. Like, okay, I say land development, education, and health services. Okay, what do you mean land development? Okay, maybe we might just want to put lights, and we want to light every town in this region. We want to be able to provide education in this area. Now, what I'm told is when you talk about things like education and health services, you really need clearance from government officials, because when it comes to education, they have certain criteria. You can't just run around just teaching people anything. You can't. America is very broad when it is very broad when it comes to, you could teach. Let's take the Bible for example. You got all types of theologies and exegesis being broken down in the Bible. They'll tell you anything. You could teach anything anywhere. It's like YouTube. You can say anything almost everywhere. In these countries, if they find out that you're teaching stuff, let alone, imagine you teaching something like revolution, or you're doing things that's hurting other people's pockets, you could be thrown in jail or booted from the country. Especially if you don't have the politicians and assemblymen, assemblywomen on your side. So this is real stuff now. This is real stuff that I'm teaching you. So after you come up with your name and your NGO, come up with a mission statement, 1 or 2 sentences. I say keep it broad. So if you ever get audited, besides just your yearly, checkups or refiling, that you're not caught down by your wording. And also when you create your mission statement, you want to not really name a specific town, village, or region, because if you name a specific town, village, or region, you're obligated to only serve that region. The Rashad McCrorey Foundation is worded in a way where I can do things in Central Region where I'm currently located. I can go to Accra where I think, most people want to go, and I don't blame them sometimes. I think the universe just put me here because they said you can't just be wilding in Accra right now. They put me out here, and I call this Florida, not Miami. I call this Florida out here, like the retirement home. Slow life need to slow me down. I'm chilling out here. I'm happy. I'm very happy. But if you put a name of a specific community, a specific town, you're obligated to that town. You're obligated to that community. You can't go into Accra if you're in such a region. Let's say you're in Accra, since I know Accra, you can't go out to Kumasi. You can't go out to Tema. You can't go out to Konfojua. You can't come out to Cape Coast. You have to be in that place. So what you try to do is you try to be as broad as possible, but clear. So you can say, okay, this is what I want to do. You give yourself flexibility just in case you're audited. I talked about Ten and Momo. Run through this real quick. Also, when I talk about you need 2 board members who are Ghanaian. One is for your board members, for your director, and also for your secretary. You can use one person to be both the director and the secretary. Now, if you want to bring in other people later on, because I use one person, even though I had a second person in mind, and it wasn't anything wrong with me letting that second person do it. I think at the time it just didn't cross my mind, and I just knew like the one person I have is like my ace out here, so I'm comfortable with having him, pretty much running the foundation. Like I'm the owner, I guess the founder, but in a way he's kind of like the CEO. I'm more like I don't want to say a figurehead, but I'm a figurehead. Anything else I want to run through on this paperwork? You need an address. I know here in Ghana it's hard to have addresses here, so you do need your address. You do need a phone number, an address, and then from there, the rest of the paperwork is just pretty generic. Nothing overly important as far as the paperwork. That's what I just want to be sure of before I go off into the next subject that I want to talk about. Principal activity, nature of business, same thing. Why are you having your NGO? And again, make it as broad as possible for the paperwork, and do not put any specific place. Even if the person that you're sending, like where is it going to be? Just say Ghana. Say we want to be fluid. Say we want to be everywhere. You know, you could tell them personally you're gonna start in this town and this is gonna be where you majorly serve people, but do not let them put it on that paperwork. Because if you put it on the paperwork and you try to go somewhere else and they pull up your paperwork or you have to show them your paperwork, they're gonna say, hey, right here, this is what this is. I learned that from my colleague out here, Steve Copley Jr. Shout out to him in the Black Think Tank. You can also use Black Americans who have Ghanaian citizenships like he did. I used the native Ghanaian. Yeah, that's cool. So pretty much there's, like I said before, there's the certificate to commence business and other paperwork. But from what I was told, as of February 2021, that they all fall under having this paperwork, and all you need is one certificate of incorporation. If you have that, if you see anybody with that, with more who got their NGO after February 2021, let me know so I can follow up and say, hey, I know I was supposed to have this paperwork. You said the laws changed as of February 21st, but I'm hearing people still getting, this additional paperwork. Again, the NGO costs 800 Ghana cedis. That's the equivalent of about 140 American dollars. And then you'll pay another 200 to 300 Ghana cedis if you want to have it rush delivery, meaning you get your NGO in about a week or two. But normally it takes about 4 to 6 weeks. Let's go a little bit more informal and just discuss some of the things about having an NGO. One of the biggest dilemmas that I'm having now is I'm trying to decide if I want to actually rent out a office space for my NGO. Now, one of the things that an NGO is supposed to bring to the country is more like new world technology, how to function. In America, I used to be in the social work field a lot. I have a master's in public administration, and one of the things that during the times when I was in school and still working a lot of social work jobs, we were doing a lot of outpatient work. We was going into communities. We was going in-home services. We was going into communities. We was going into homes. And the Rashad McCrorey Foundation, like I said, land development, education, and health services, we're going into villages. We're going into underprivileged, poverty-stricken villages and communities, and we're providing the services in the communities. I don't necessarily know if I really need an office space. Sometimes when I think about having an office space, I think about it for validation purposes in terms of if I'm in Ghana and I'm telling people in America, help us fund the Rashad McCrorey Foundation because I'm fronting all the money up front, but a big part of it is going to be donations and sponsorships. Are you at home will feel better if I can show you my office building with the Rashad McCrorey Foundation on it, even though I don't plan on providing services within the building. Sometimes I'm like, I don't really want to have too much stuff in the building, especially like I'm not starting a library. I'm not starting a school. I'm doing outpatient in-home services. I will call it. I don't want to call it, but that's the words that I know best. We'll be going to villages. We'll be going to people's homes. We'll be organizing events. Outsourcing, not outsourcing, but out in the country. People won't be coming to us. We'll be going to them. So maybe you can help me decide. Leave your comments inside the in the comment section. Do you think should I get an office? I was looking at an office just a couple of weeks ago, and for a 2-year lease, it's going to run me about $2,000. And then I did the math as far as the furniture. Excuse me, y'all. I'm so sorry. And I did the math on furniture, tables, chairs, air conditioning, because it gets hot. Do I want to do fans? Do I want to do air conditioning? And it's going to run me another $750 to about $1,000 just to furnish the place. And then if I get a place, I'm going to actually need a full-time employee I don't want to just have this place and have it closed all the time. I'm going to give somebody a job. The money that's not going to services is already building. That's when you hear stuff like the Red Cross, and you find out that, 99% of the money coming in was going to running the organization, and only 1% was actually going to these countries. I don't want to run an organization like that. I want the spiritual blessings. I want to have something to where Um, okay, and important for you. What I'm ultimately going to do, I'm going to start a 501k in America, and then I may have people donate the money to America to where I can really, um, have you have your taxes written off from donating, so people can give even more sizable donations and have tax write-offs. I have some people that I ask some questions. I want to work out how to have a 501k where the primary function will be helping people in Africa, but still be able to get write-offs for people donating in America, because I want everybody to be able to contribute, win, and not feel like they're giving money away, and not really seeing some physical, monetary, worldly payback. I'm strong. I'm strong. I have a strong spiritual belief that in the spiritual realm, I'm spiritually rich. That's why I get lucky so much and blessed so much. But I also want you to have physical, you know, documentation saying that this is what I did with my money, and I want the government to pay you back. So those are things to think about. What do you want to do with your NGO? What do you want to do with your NGO? Is it conducive to the country? Who are the stakeholders? Remember, we're dealing with politics too. So you have to get to know the assemblymen in your towns. You have to get to know the chiefs in your town. You have to get to know the key people influencing your town. You have to learn the needs of the country, of the region, of the town, of the village. These are things that you all need to think about. It's not expensive at all. Um, Ghanaians get 20% of your business if you want to run a business. Limited by guarantor also allows you to not have to pay taxes on many items, sales taxes on many items, or business taxes. You can also do everything on input. Let's say with the Rashad McCrorey Foundation, we decide that we want to bus children to school, for example. I can actually buy a car in the States and don't have to pay imports tax as long as I have it under the NGO. If I want to take donations, I say, hey, like right now, I was laughing because I wear size 13 sneakers. It's difficult to find sneakers out here. Man, it's difficult to find sneakers out here. Like, even having the sneakers delivered, you gotta pay for the sneakers, then you gotta pay to have them delivered. Like $100 pair of sneakers might run you like 230, 240, 250 to have them delivered to the States. You got things like crates and barrels that no matter how much you could pack in a crate and barrel, you can get it for 180. You get a big blue bin, a big blue barrel. You cram as much into it, you just pay 180 and they deliver it to you to your front door. When you have an NGO, you do not pay the import tax. You don't pay any government taxes on it. You pay the delivery that the post office or whatever wants you to pay, but you don't pay taxes on it. Um, Also, with the NGO, it also helps you when it comes to guiding citizenship. A lot of people ask about dual citizenship. Make sure you check out my video. Did I call it the myth of dual citizenship? I don't think I called it a myth of dual citizenship, but I do have the truth about dual citizenship. Make sure you check out my video about the truth of dual citizenship. So having an NGO in Ghana is really easy. It's easy to get the paperwork. I say the difficult thing is to actually find out who you want to who you want to sign off on your paperwork for your NGO. Also, we come with high expectations and high dreams about what we want to do for the country. And then when you actually get into the country and you start trying to do some things, you're still dealing with jealousy, you're still dealing with envy, you're dealing with bureaucracy, you're dealing with, a needy community. And it sounds good, but it's really a real commitment that you want to have, because you actually coming from a place of wealth and going to a place of poverty, and you have to provide services, and you want to provide services no matter what it is. So I will also say, make sure that wherever you want to provide services, it's a passion that you have. By having that passion, it'll get you through the tough times. It'll stop you from procrastinating. Um, Again, finding people you can trust. If there's anything I left out for those who are familiar with the NGO process, make sure you please check it out. If you want to visit Ghana with us, click in the link in the description box. I'll leave my website links. We also do Egypt, Ghana, Kenya, Nigeria, Rwanda, Uganda. Um, Subscribe, share with a friend, and take care. Bye, y'all.